Alrighty. So when last we left off, we had created a stack of shapes. We had created some shapes that were not just rectangles. And remember, it doesn't matter what you make, the rules, they're only three. So step one, you always draw the front of the shape. Step two, connect any visible corners to the vanishing point. That's what VP stands for. This is your vanishing point. So that corner is visible, this corner is visible, this corner is behind the shape, so I don't draw it. Okay? And then sides end parallel to however they begin. So this is, for instance, the right side of this box. Okay, so that right side began straight up and down. It's going to end straight up and down. And by the way, so right here, this triangle ends this angle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my straight edge on that, move it as far back as I want, and then there's the end of my shape. Sides begin and end parallel to each other. Okay. Now, one of the things we're going to do, I'm going to show you a different way to do overlap. So we've got this shape here, and I've got a stack, right? So I just repeated this shape. So you can tell I kept these lines that go back to my vanishing point, and I used it to reproduce new shapes like in the last video, okay? Now, if I don't want to do that, so say for instance I have this triangular shape, I want to put something behind it. Okay, this is really, really easy. All we need is to start off, same rules. I'm going to draw the front of the shape. And I'm just going to do a square in here. And I'm going to lightly draw these lines so that I can erase them later. And sorry to use math terms, but I'm going to make these two shapes intersect. Basically, all that means is that I'm sort of drawing them in the same place, right? So I'm going to just complete this shape. Nothing different, exact same rules. So I'm going to go, by the way, this is a cool little trick. I put my corner right here on my vanishing point, hold it with my thumb, pivot my straight edge, line to my vanishing point, line to my vanishing point, line to my vanishing point. This will just speed you up. Okay. Now, notice I didn't take my line all the way to the vanishing point. As long as the line points here, it's correct. So if I know I'm going to end my shape somewhere partially along the way, I don't have to connect my line all the way to the vanishing point. It just has to point at it. Now, all I have to do, I want the square to be behind the rectangle. I just erase the parts of the square. So there is nothing different at all in this technique. I just draw it like I normally would, and then I erase it. And like here, I've got a little bit extra. I'll just erase that, and bam, shape behind shape. That's it. So both of these give you overlapping shapes, and if I make the one in the back smaller, I also have scale, the idea that the shape is getting smaller with distance, which is what really happens.